What's good, man? Doing good. You?
Chilling.
Yeah, great to have you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
No, we gotta get everybody, all the
Spotlight.
good people, all the great people on the spotlight, man.
Hey, come on, man. Yeah.
Showing the young people how to do it.
I feel warm. Thank you. Appreciative.
I like to bring like notice to people that's doing the right thing in the community, not just how these kids or younger people be out here looking up to the wrong people. So trying to put good people in their face and get it going for them.
I appreciate
you. So I got a couple questions for you, man. But before that, man, I'm just gonna ask you like what you got going on that's new. Anything you want to let the people know like what you got going on?
Okay. No, for sure. Well, first, I gotta highlight the fact that like this is crazy. This fit is like this is bananas. This is how you come every day. You come trim like this every day.
Nah, just
do you see me? Like look,
I was just chilling.
I didn't come prepared.
I'm just chilling.
This is the Jagged Edge music video. I promise. Look it up if you haven't seen it. If you were young and you ain't seen it, this is Jagged Edge.
Nah, I'm chilling.
But no, I mean, classes, new semester. And no, you're not chilling. This is you putting that stuff on, as Malia just said. But no, new semester. Classes are good, man. Teaching, doing radio, getting media together. Y'all are getting media together.
Yeah.
You doing sideline reporting. J Jack doing sideline reporting. Malia getting involved. She about to be on it too. So no, just to see you guys thrive and take over is really setting everything in motion for me, man. Like so no, life is good, man. I got no complaints, man. Life is good, man.
Yeah, that's great, man. Like it's fun actually. Like when you got somebody behind you push you to do it, because it's it'd be different if you thinking about doing something. Then you got those thoughts like, is it worth it? But then you got somebody you pushing us, telling us do it. You got to do it. Got to get it done. Somebody got to do it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So like, yeah, it make it better like that.
I love to hear that, and I appreciate it. But I don't think I do much. I think y'all get after it, man. Yeah. So no, keep getting after it. Keep getting after it, fella.
Nah, but the first thing I want to ask you though, music taste. I heard you.
Oh boy.
Your favorite artist was Drake.
No. That's how this is gonna go. That's how it's gonna go. Okay, all right. John Morant just killed your whole state. I thought.
But John Morant's my boy though.
Okay.
So
it's okay that he could kill the entire state of Indiana. That's okay. All right, for real. Look, Drake. Oh man, how can I be safe here? No, Drake is definitely not my favorite artist. I'd say Drake is not my favorite artist. Never will be my favorite artist. It's a great artist, yes. Not my favorite. Never has been in the running. Favorite is J. Cole. It's a tie between J. Cole and Dave East. Dave East kind of give me my, my gangster rap, genre that I need, feeling that I need, and J. Cole gives me, and Dave East is conscious too, but J. Cole gives me that conscious side too. But they're both high level rappers. They really rap, and they're my kind of rap. So that's really like on any given day, it's gonna be East, Cole, Sue Surf, Nip, and it's a young artist out of the UK by the name of Nippa, and he's more of like an R&B guy, if you will, but like hard R&B, like street R&B.
Yeah. So Dave East, is he? So would that be considered like if somebody was to ask you favorite artist right now? Dave East is what you're saying? I'm
gonna say East. I'm gonna go East.
Like, where's he from? Like what is like? I never heard of him before.
Oh, you know.
I haven't actually, but my music taste is not. It's getting better.
You listen to Wave.
Ride Wave, yeah, of course.
Which actually surprised me because you're like such an upbeat, confident, happy person.
Wave, but
and Wave is so
he
like
got that whole market. He got that whole market of soul music. Like
soul?
I said soul because when your soul hurt, you listen to Ride Wave.
Wait, when life hurt.
Like when he help you get through stuff.
When I think about soul, I'm about to light a candle. I might clean the house.
Okay, yeah.
I might do dishes, cook.
But that's
listen to Rod Wave. I'm about to cuddle up in my bed with the covers over my face and not want to do anything. But to each their own, right?
But he tough. I mean, we went to the concert. It was everybody singing. I'm talking about everybody, young, old, man, woman. I'm talking about everybody.
I'm glad y'all have fun.
Yeah,
But I'm glad. No, let me not take too much.
But
he's a very talented artist.
Yeah, but Davies, he's like what kind of rapper would you say? Like who would you compare him to?
I mean, he's so great that you can't compare him to anybody. East, if you see this, put me on the team. I want some paper, man. It's tough, man. I mean, he's probably like the East Coast version of Game, but like Game from way back when. Not like, Game be on some weird stuff now, in my opinion, but it is what it is. He's really got, I don't know, he's in his own catalog, man. For me, he's kind of blended like late 90s, early 2000s rap with with like the now. So like your Jadakiss, your Locks, your Styles P, your Dipsets, all of that with like the new age. He's found a way to put it all together. So I think that's why I'm able to reminisce on my childhood music taste, but also still maintain relevance and newness and upbeatness with his sound. So
yeah, I might have to check him out though.
Yeah, no, he's nice. I mean, yeah, he's a spitter. He's a spitter.
Yeah. So that means you would interview him. You would love to interview him, man.
You know, I would love to interview him. I'm not gonna lie. I might fanboy, whatever you want to call it. So it might not be a good interview. They say sometimes you don't want to meet the people that you really like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. But yeah, I'd love to interview him.
But there'd be two reasons why they say that though.
I'm nervous.
That one reason might fan out, might not act yourself.
Right.
And the second one, they might not be how you think they are.
No, for sure. And that could be, he could be a total, you know what I'm saying? Something. And then I'd just be like, okay, well now I don't, but I would still listen to the music because it's good. And I relate to it. So I'm like, okay, cool. But no, bottom line, I would love to interview East. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I know like in your past, like you was worked on a radio station, what, Sirius XM?
Yes, sir. I did an internship at Sirius XM.
But you still were like in the thick of it.
Yeah. I did an internship at Sirius XM in New York. And then after a year, I finished my master's program at BG, and that took me out to Las Vegas and did another internship out there.
Same place?
Different places. Sirius XM was in Manhattan in New York. And so that was just a one-time deal, but it's probably like one of the best experiences, like employment experiences of my life, just based on, you know, time in life, but also just all around experience, learning, individuals I was around. So I love that. It's a big part of my life. But then finished the school, went to Vegas, interned as I was finishing the school. And then opportunity came along to take on the full-time night jock position at a top 40 station in Vegas, which I was not familiar with at the time. But it worked out, and was out there in Vegas for 5 years. Thrived, loved it, and then came back to the O.
Yeah. Speaking of Vegas, you lived there, what you said, 5 years?
Yes, sir.
Then you come back to Finley.
Right.
I know it's a huge difference.
It's a very big culture shock.
Huge difference. Like how was it out there living in Vegas?
It was amazing, man. At first I was nervous because I like the green, like the grass, trees. I like the change of the seasons, you know, fall. I mean, I'm cool on the snow at this point, but like I like the change of seasons. And so it's all brown and desert out there. And so that first year I was like, man, what is this? But then you get to the winter time and it's only like 40 or 50. It don't drop below that. I'm like, okay, well, I might be able to do this. But it's beautiful, man. Mountains out there, scenery. It's a melting pot of culture and people of all different backgrounds. So going from, and I had lived different places before on out there, but nonetheless, going from Ohio to there was like, oh, okay, this is great. Coming from there back to Ohio, it's a little different.
It's like going on break from school and then having to go back.
For sure.
Because reality set in, like, we back to the basics.
Right. You had 3 or 4 weeks of just like chill.
Yeah.
And now, okay, now I got to get back in the routine. I got to knock stuff out. Like, got to be here at 8, 9 a.m. No, for sure. But it was all for a good cause. I came back to Ohio to pursue my PhD. I got an opportunity that I had been working on for several years to get into a program. And it was a good position to put my family in. So that took me back here, and it, you know, God willing, I'm here and enjoying life. So yeah.
So working on a radio station, I know you had interviews a few people I seen. Who would you say would be, if you had to name your top, let's just say 3 people you interviewed?
Okay. This is tough because I interview a lot of indie artists, so people on the underground rap scene, hip hop scene. But I interview some solid names, but a lot of the big names weren't like my best interviews. OT Genesis was a good one though. OT was a very good one. You said top 3?
Yeah.
This wasn't a good interview, but it was a good all around experience. This was Fifth Harmony. They just they had so much energy and excitement that they stole the show, which they're gonna do anywhere, right? So that I didn't really do much, to be honest, but they made it something they made it more than what it was for the viewers. And then the third one, I don't know. Third one is tough.
Had to make it hard for you.
Man, oh man. Big Sean was cool. Big Sean was cool for sure. He was down to earth, man. He was very down to earth. So Sean was probably one of my favorite ones.
Okay, so that's your top 3.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask you about the Juice WRLD. How was that one?
Juice was cool, man. He wasn't the most upbeat. And not everybody has the same crazy, energetic personality. Just because you're in, the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're going to be one of those, socialites, and that's just fine. But he was nice, right?
Yeah.
You could tell he was a good, genuine-hearted person. He was there and he was providing his time, which he didn't have to do.
Yeah.
And then we had some fun at the end too. He rapped a Dr. Seuss book, I believe, the Foot book.
Sure.
So once I got him out of his shell, it was cool. And that's the job of an interviewer, right? To make your guests comfortable enough to be able to be themselves in the interview. And so it took me a few minutes, but once we got there, we got there.
Yeah, I didn't get him to freestyle or nothing. You can freestyle all day.
If I would have been on it, I was a little. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the pressure on with the label reps in there, and they want to hurry stuff up and don't do this, don't do that. And at the position I was in, I was playing it safe.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like a lot of people don't know how that go. All we see is the interviews on YouTube when they post them.
Right.
But how does that whole situation go once you, like, all the way from getting the artist there to, like, getting it all set up and the interview and all that? Like, how does that go?
That's a great question. So labels and radio stations, they work hand in hand, right? Because they benefit mutually from each other. So label needs to have a good relationship with radio station, at least top radio stations, so that radio plays their record. And they get this amount of spins and, go number 1 on Billboard, for what it's worth. But radio equally needs these artists, even matter of fact, even more in my opinion, because these artists coming to the station, coming to your market, coming to your city, doing meet and greets or interviews or whatever it is, or even concerts, that brings so much more notoriety to your radio station, to your platform. And it makes you, for lack of a better word, it makes your station cool. Yeah. Right? Okay, Juice WRLD was here, Big Sean was here, or Billie Eilish was here, right? As opposed to no names showing up. These names don't come to your station. Okay, they might not be that cool, right? Yeah. Why am I? And especially nowadays when people don't really, as much, I should say, turn into the FM dial. Why are we going to follow this station's social media platform, TikTok, YouTube, and really focus on their personalities? Yeah, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how it works. Labels reach out. They come through. Label reps come through. You have a rep or an A&R for each individual artist, plus potential manager and whoever else. They come through, do the interview, maybe meet some fans or meet the rest of the station, play a couple records, socialize, and then out the door.
So that, like, the recs, they be in the room as well?
Sometimes. It really depends.
Okay.
I guess it depends on how hands-on they are, it may not even matter half the time, but it could just be, okay, we're going to be in or we're going to be right out here. They might be talking to the program director, operations manager. It just all depends.
Is there always some, like questions they tell you not to ask?
Sometimes they'll say, just so you know, don't go this way or go that way. I remember there was this band, 5 Seconds of Summer, and they wanted to, I was going to play a game with them. And so I let the A&R or the rep know. He's like, no, don't play that game. And in my head, you're taking away like creative control as far as the interview side. Yeah. But I also know I'm not like a big dog, right? So, all right, you tell me not to do it, I won't do it. Yeah. So stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. So you gotta, play your cards. I mean, when you're, Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy, Ebro, Sway, you do whatever you want. Right. Rightly so. Yeah.
Because people want to be on their show. It's
yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
They're providing, like, you're about to get whatever you're promoting or doing, you're about to get that crazy amount of views or listens, watches, whatever. So yeah, it makes sense. So it all just depends. It's tiers, right? But I think the biggest thing, as long as you respect everyone involved and do your best to, you're going to step on some toes. Yeah. And matter of fact, you should step on toes, right? But I don't think you should make it a daily habit. Let me go step on so-and-so toes just because. But as long as there's some type of respect, and you got to also set your pride aside sometimes. Okay, I'm not going to play this game, right? Because they won't like the interview, and they won't ever come back, or they won't want to have an interview with AD. They want to do it with somebody else. Right. I want you to come back and request, we want to sit down with AD. Yeah. That's my goal. I want to be the best interview you ever had. That is not a Drake reference. So yeah, just it's like anything in life.
Okay, so the radio stations actually like set up. It's like multiple radio stations in there in one studio thing, or just one main radio station?
Great question, JG. It depends. You got your traditional. I can't think of the word right now. But your heritage radio stations, there we go. A lot of them from way back in like the 80s or 90s even, it may just be like, for instance, an example is the Juice 107.3 in Toledo. They're a single station. There's no other FM frequency in there. They're the sole station, but it's also Toledo, Ohio. If you compare that to a market like Chicago or Dallas, or even bigger companies in these markets like your CBSs or Intercoms or iHearts or Emis's, they'll be more clustered. So you may have 4 or 5 different stations in one building. So you'll have an alternative station, a top 40 station, their word is urban station, a news station, all under the same roof.
Yeah.
They're different stations, but they're housed under the same corporate cluster.
Yeah.
So where I was at, we had 5 different stations. We had we were on the top 40. We had a news. We had a hot AC, adult contemporary. I can't think. We had throwbacks, and I can't think of the other one right now. But so we hit a lot of different areas, but we also ran the market as far as radio is concerned. To that question though, I worked in Toledo at the Juice, and so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to a big market. Let me try out working for corporate.
Yeah.
Because it comes with opportunity, right? So I got in there. There was no hip hop station to intern at, so I went to the top 40. I was nervous at first. Okay, this is not my music. I don't even know this music that well.
Yeah.
But it panned out great because of the resources. And then it wasn't like a huge hip hop presence in there. So it also made it good for me. Okay, I'm going to stand out if I go here because nobody else is doing this right here now. So you find out what works for you and make it work to the best you can, right?
Yeah. How's it like raising your son while also having to go to like Vegas or work at a radio station? Because like you still working in radio right now, technically.
No, for sure, and I'm grateful and I love it. I love it from a different perspective, right? Yeah. But I also really enjoy this perspective. So we had my son in February 23rd, 2019. His birthday's coming up. It'll be 4 in a month. But I was 6 months out from leaving Vegas at that time. I didn't know I was leaving Vegas when he was born, but God did. And so 6 months later, I'm driving across country to Findlay, Ohio. So I didn't really spend much time raising him while I was on the radio.
Yeah, because
moved out here. But while we were there, it was actually easy. Because my schedule, I was a night show host, so I would leave for work at 5 p.m. I'd get home at midnight, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And his mom and I would be on different shifts. So she worked. It was really why it worked out perfect. She would work during the day, which is when her schedule already was, and I would watch him up until time to go to work. And I don't even like to use the word watching, but I would be with him. We would kick it, right? And then when she would come home, it's her shift. I'll go into work. Come back, and now it's every man for themselves every 2 hours when he's ready to wake up because he was still a newborn. But coming out here, it's been great, man. Quarantine actually worked out to my advantage very well because I was teaching at BG for part of my assistantship, and we hit Zoom, or everything was on Zoom, obviously, at this point. So I was able to teach online, and he wasn't in preschool yet or daycare, whatever you want to call it. So he would be with me in class online. So I got more time, if you will. So yeah, quarantine worked out great for me. But no, it's great, man. Every day is a blessing with him, man, no matter what we got going on. So
do you see him like grasping to that creativity that you got? Like,
no,
have you seen it in him yet?
For sure. I didn't give him much rhythm, if any at all. So hopefully he get a little more of that from his mom. But I got a little bit, just a little bit. But no, he loves to do any type of art-based activity. He likes to paint, likes to do sand art. He likes to, color on everything. There's paint on the walls at the house. I'm not painting the walls until we sell it, just for that matter. Go ahead, do what you got to do, man. We got, little toy instruments. He's got a drum set, piano, flute, harmonica. So I try to put things in his hands or in front of him just to see, okay, about this now. Where do you want to take it, or what do you want to do with it? And mind you, he's only 4. I'm never going to push him or pressure him to do anything, but I want to make sure that he has knowledge of everything, so that, okay, I can do this if I want to, or I know about this, or I want to give him every opportunity possible. So yeah, I can see the creativity being in there. He loves old music, so he listens to the Whispers and loves Switch and DeBarge. He's definitely an old soul. Loves
Yeah.
music. He does love East. Throw it out there.
I mean, he wouldn't got a choice.
I do play East. I
Yeah.
play East. But there's a song called 1,000 Miles, and his name is Miles. So anytime you see it pop up on YouTube, he plays it, and then we dance to it.
Yeah.
So it works out. So he's got my hip hop in there too. He likes a couple J. Cole records. Apparently, is his joint. So yeah, he's definitely his music. On the music side, he's gonna be nice. He's gonna be nice. Yeah.
You think he gonna get into sports, or are you gonna put that in his hands, or you want to stay away from that?
No, I definitely want to put sports in his hand. We started T-ball this past summer, fall. We did the little hoopers in soccer. He wasn't as social with those. So we kind of observed, and I don't want to like push him in so much that, so that he doesn't like it. So I'm just like, as long as we get out and observe. So like when you see us at the basketball games or whatever, we'll go to
put it in his face type shit, like you see it.
You see it. You're in the atmosphere. I got the hoop games on at home. So yeah, I want to give him every opportunity to do whatever he wants to do. And knows about it, like you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the goal.
It's important, like not to, like you said, push him. Just let him pick, because even if it's not what you want him to do, it's still what they want to do. You supposed to support him regardless.
As long as it's positive, right? Through God.
Yeah. That's up. So you plan on staying, like letting him grow up his whole school years here, or are you plan on like getting out of here for him, like let him experience something bigger, give him more opportunities?
These questions are beautiful, JG. No, Finley's home. For several reasons, but Finley, I mean, one, University of Finley has treated me very well, and I've got a lot I want to do here.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when you get into some places, you can never do everything you want to do, right? So it's like, okay, when do I like just relax? I don't really have that in my body though, so we got to do this. Let's turn this up. Let's take it to the next level. Yeah. I look at broadcast programs like Syracuse or USC or Arizona State University, right? And these are all even BG, right? But these are all bigger schools, right? Yeah. But I see no reason to why University of Finley's broadcast program can't be that robust.
Right.
And I think it's just all about the individuals you have involved, from the faculty and staff standpoint, but also the student standpoint. And it's just about everybody coalescing and working together to make it there, to take it there.
Yeah.
This is why you should come to Finley for this. Just like you come here for, the equestrian studies program or pre-vet, animal science, pharmacy, come here for broadcast.